All right, goal getters, let's talk about food because we did the post yesterday and got some of the struggles, got some of the things you're dealing with around food. And I'll be honest, especially when you're trying to get healthier, the food stuff for most people is the toughest thing. So I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not an expert, but I've seen a lot of people who have made it work. I have a personal story of what worked for me. So use these examples or these little helpful tips and put them in your own life if you think that it would be beneficial for you. So one is, I think a lot of times with food, it's whereas a workout is a choice. Did I work out? Did I not work out? Food is a choice multiple times a day. Do I eat this? Do I not eat this? Do I eat it all? Do I go to this restaurant? There's like so many choices over it, and we all have this willpower reserve tank, and for a lot of us that gets used up pretty quickly throughout the day, and then towards the end of the day we are just out of willpower. We're overworked, we're tired, we're hungry, we're irritable, and that emotional eating comes in, or that weak moment which we eat and then we feel bad about it, like food has morality, which it doesn't, and then it really takes us off our game. So here's a couple of things that I believe is that food, if you're going to eat it every day for the rest of your life, one, it's got to taste good. Like, you got to enjoy eating. I mean, sometimes you stay disciplined and you just eat because you make good choices, but I believe that if you're eating nutritious food, that it should taste good, that you should at least somewhat enjoy the food that you're eating on the regular. So it should taste good. You should be able to obtain it easily, which means you should be able to afford it. You should be able to cook it, make it. You should be able to get it ordered, like however it comes. Like, you don't have to be a superhero, slave away in the kitchen to make it, or spend money you don't have to get it. Like, one, you should be able to attain your food. And then three, it's got to work in your life, because we all have different schedules. Some people travel a lot, so their only reality is I got to figure out how to eat healthy in airports. Or I take clients out to business meetings and I have to figure out how to navigate the social part of that. Or, hey, I am part of this family who always eats these things. I got to figure that out. So it's got to fit into your life. So a couple of quick hit tips that work for me. So one, I agree with the comments of, man, healthy food is bland, right? And if I had to eat chicken and broccoli or tilapia and broccoli every meal for the rest of my whatever, I would be so done. I would be, no, I would not do that. So a couple of things that help me is Mexican hot sauces or buffalo sauce, like cayenne pepper. Both are very, very low calorie or 0 calorie, very good for you. Or tomato sauce. I found a recipe for a tomato sauce that was, if you buy the stuff in the store, there's a lot of sugar in it. It's not necessarily great for you, but I would make my own by the gallon, put it in canning jars. And then, if I cut up cubed grilled chicken and vegetables and then cut it and covered it in kind of tomato sauce, which is essentially more vegetables, more fruit and vegetables, right? I would get that would be a healthy meal that I actually like tasting, and I can make it. So find out some spices or some sauces that are healthy that you could put on foods consistently that would help you with the blandness. All right, and then a couple of things. Explore cooking. And if you don't want to explore cooking, maybe cooking isn't your thing. For me, I needed to save time, so every time I do cook, I make enough for 3 of me, and I don't eat it all at once. I save meals and then just heat it up in the microwave. So I have this somewhat of a stockpile. This is a structure that works for me. I have a stockpile. So I make food, and then I add to the stockpile, and if I don't have time, I take from the stockpile, just pour something in a bowl, heat it up in the microwave. I have a healthy meal ready in a couple minutes. And you could order meal delivery services. You could order, there's like HelloFresh, there's local things in town. You can go to King Soopers now and just get meals ready to go. You could order takeout, that is healthier option. Just sometimes those you pay for the convenience, and maybe that might not be financially available to you. Eating out. Let's say, some people, you say don't eat fast food. That's just not realistic. You're not unpacking your 3 kids from the car in their car seats, literally driving through is something you need, because the hassle to go in is like unbearable, right? Like you're like, this is, it just doesn't work. Maybe you can do it once or twice, but if are you going to do it for the rest of your life? There are things you can order in fast food that are not going to knock you off your diet. For me personally, like I quit going to Wendy's because I would always just order that unhealthy thing, but I switched it up and go to like Chick-fil-A and they have grilled nuggets. So if I just have to go through fast food, going to somewhere where I could get the grilled chicken nuggets and a Southwest salad, I really like that. I found something healthy that I could stick to that I could drive through. Or fast casual, somewhere like Subway, you can order a salad there, so without the bun and just order a whole bunch of protein and veggies. That worked for me. Qdoba, without the queso, you just load it up with a whole bunch of veggies and protein. That worked for me as well. There are Which, you can get that in a lettuce wrap. There are some fast options that you could go through. So one, if you're trying to break a habit, don't go to the one you always go to something completely new, because the menu occurs as like this wide open valley of choices, and it's easier to make the healthy choice. And then you kind of get the habit of, hey, when I go to restaurant X, I order healthy thing Y, which is much more difficult or much easier than I go to the restaurant, I always go to X and I always order the same unhealthy thing Y, right? So switch it up. That's another piece of advice. All right. And then another thing and I think probably is the most difficult, is the social aspect of it, the social component of food. You know, food is not just nutrition. Sometimes it's a gift. Hey, I made this for you, or hey, I went over to your house and you prepared this meal for me, or hey, I'm going out to this restaurant and somebody else is there, right? The social aspect of it. So set some structures in your life that you can stick to, that you can like enroll the people in, that, hey, I'm not doing this. So for me, I got into a bad habit of having a beer or a soda almost on the daily, so I would either drink Dr. Pepper or, a beer when I would come home, and I would say, hey, okay, that's not serving me as well. And then Friday nights I would go out for margaritas, and that was kind of my one thing I looked forward to. So what a structure I put in place is like, hey, no, I'm going to drink water, or I'm going to do a shake. And instead of having the beer, I am going to just have once a week, I'm going to have a margarita, and that's going to be a structure that works for me. So, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I broke rank throughout the week. So it was a really easy choice, because I would come home and say, hey, today's a Tuesday, so it's a water day. I'm going to have a Shakeology, or have whatever you guys want to have that's healthier. Lemon water, there's lots of other opportunities. And then if I'm good all week, then I'm going to celebrate with a margarita, because that's something I really do enjoy. And then for me, pizza was, I love pizza. I love all the pizza. I love the unhealthy pizza. I love the gourmet pizza. I love the deep dish. I love the thin crust. I love all the pizzas, okay? But my habit was I was like ordering it twice a week. So that doesn't work. So for me, I was going to cut that back, and I wasn't going to completely give it up, but I would say, hey, I'm doing these Beachbody programs, when I start to when I finish, I'm going to not have a pizza, and then when I earn one as I finish a program, I'm going to have a pizza. And guess what? I really enjoyed the pizza more when I did that. It was at a moderation level that actually fit into my life. I still felt like I could have it, but it wasn't just like coming from a place of like, what do you want to do tonight for dinner? I don't know. You want to order pizza? Sure. I mean, that's really what the conversation was. And now that actually just wasn't conversation, because I set up a structure that wasn't that. I was going to grab from the stockpile or make food and add to the stockpile. So those are things that work for me. Feel free to use them for you. I would love to community source this, what worked for all of you. Use each other's ideas, help each other out, because this is a tricky deal, and the thing that will change your life is the one that fits into your life. All right, so I definitely have a lot more tips, but those are some of my best. I want you to have some freedom and some power around food, because that is, that can be so defeating when you're eating something and you feel guilt or shame about it. Like, that doesn't work. All right, so I want you to hit your goals, crush your goals, and then have food feeling like it's taking you to where you want to go, and not something that you're sabotaging yourself with, you're making yourself wrong with, all of that crappy stuff, because there are ways to work around that. All right, so crush it today. Got more good stuff for you tomorrow. And love all these goal getters. Go get your goals. Go crush week 2. I'll talk to you soon.